Bro, it's super formal. They like put me in like this like holding cell, and I still have the handcuffs on me, and I'm behind bars, but like in a holding cell. So there's a guy at a desk. There's a cop at a desk filling out paperwork. There's a few people in this cell next to me, like for some bullshit. And then
did anybody did one of the guys come up to you and say, "Do you want to have a cock meat sandwich?"
No.
Welcome to the RockHard podcast.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the RockHard podcast, episode 3. I'm Jake.
It's your boy Alex.
And your homie Ian.
All right, we're live. Let's hop right into it, boys. So, who should go down on their partner first? What do you guys think about that? I guess there's two different scenarios: a random hookup and then your partner. Who should go down on their partner first, the guy or the girl?
All right, so I guess this is kind of a two-part question, right? So you're looking at, who goes down on their partner first in, say you're already in a long-term relationship, who generally does it when you guys are having sex. And then there's also, say, for like one-time hookups or like just kind of a hookup, a fling.
Exactly. The random hookup.
So I'll kind of give my perspective on both. I'd say in a relationship, I say, at least for me, I wouldn't say there's a general, right and wrong way to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, generally in a relationship, you guys are going to figure out what makes more sense for, maybe you just go with the flow, whatever it is. Generally, at least for myself in the beginning of relationships, I feel like I'll typically go down first because I'm not going to lie. I like to be a little bit of a gentleman. I like to hold the door open for, I like to hold the car door open for a lady to walk in. So I like to go down first. And is it a little bit selfish because I expect, reciprocation? Sure, maybe. But that's kind of how I go about it. But sometimes I think it's a give and take thing, right? In relationships. For a one-time hookup, that's a completely different story.
Yeah, it's completely different, right?
For first
in
time.
those scenarios, I am probably, for the first time, 99% of the time, I'm not going down.
Okay.
Yeah. 100%. I think that's a you just don't know what you're working with. Like, if we're talking about like bartender schmishmol, like that was something I would never consider in a million years. But like, you kind of got to feel that out. Do you know if this woman has been around the block? Do you know if she's just a super like nice girl? You guys have been like, say, like vibing, like hanging out for a while. That's another story. She's clean. But generally, first time ever, I'm probably not going to go down on them. If they want to go down on me, more than fine.
Go for it. So what about you, Alex? You have the same opinion? How do you feel about that? So like random girl and then like relationship.
All right, so if it's a new chick, and I don't know what's up. It's the first time I ever met her. Shit's going down.
The boys don't know her. Just met her.
She's just a rando. It's going down, like Chinatown. Just kidding. But I'm not fucking going down on her. I don't know where she's been, who she's been with, what's going on down there. I really don't know her whole dynamic, right? Is she a good girl? Is she a bad girl? Is she party?
Girls get around nowadays, bro.
Yeah, you really don't know. So taking that into consideration, I would probably not go down on her the first time until I have more information about the type of person she is.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys are really fiending to do it, you could give it a little bit of like, the visual inspection, make sure it's okay. Like a little bit of the sniff test. You really, it's not 100%. You never really know. But you're kind of covering your bases a little bit, not really, but it's better than nothing.
Maybe
right?
you could Dr. Seuss it. 1 lick, 2 lick, 3 lick.
Yeah, have you guys ever done the smell test? Is that a thing? The scratch and sniff? Is there a scratch without sniffing, or is it a
little fiddle diddle in action and just a little bit?
Yeah, bro, because you're usually like fingering her a little bit, before penetration, and like
you gotta warm
it's
it up.
The same thing. Like when we, when guys go to scratch their balls, they do a little bit like we're making sure everything's good down there.
If you're
like,
scratching, you definitely sniffing, no? Or?
Yeah, bro. I will say I've done that maybe at least 6 or 7 times where I fingered her and I'm like, let me just be sure. Make sure the mustache is good up here.
Wait. So on the way to actually doing it, right? Like you just got done fiddling, playing a little violin.
You can't get caught. You
can't get caught, right?
Okay.
But you're on your way, like you're mid swing in your finger.
On the
and
way
she just like daggers, laser beams,
Stage
catches you. She's like, what do? Do you just like divert to your eye? Like, oh, I got an eye itch. I'm delivering the STDs here, or like, what do you guys do?
I would pull off like that was a really crazy session. No, like that.
Like a little stretch
a
action.
little like, oh.
Nah, you guys are way too inconspicuous. At least Jake with your long hair, bro. Like fucking do the fucking hair test.
Oh,
Like,
a
you're-
little
you're
hair
like-
fix.
Oh,
Boy, yeah.
bro. Abort mission. That's
Okay,
the
so
easiest.
boys, if you get caught midway into the sniff test, fix your hair.
Fix
your
the hair.
Abort mission, fix your hair.
That's some rock hard advice right there.
Literally.
And
The
if you're-
boys.
And if you're bold,
And you happen to be bald, grow a mustache and a beard, be like, itch.
Take care, brush your hair.
Take care, brush your hair. For me, going down on the girl, if she's unverified, none of the boys know her, no one can tell me her history. Hell no, because girls are not traditional nowadays. You girls aren't good girls. Girls get around more than guys nowadays. So, being a man who has some morals and values here, we understand that. We don't know where you've been. You got to earn these services. But once we're in a relationship and I know who you are, it's going down. Like Alex said, it's going down like Chinatown. We're getting in there. We're gonna
Okay, but hold on, really
get
quick
the party
scenario.
started.
Really quick scenario. You know she's only been with 3 bodies.
Oh, like this is very like you know
this is
history of her.
verified.
Oh, she's getting the. Oh, hell
she's
yeah!
25 years old, has been with 3 bodies in her life.
And like we're vibing. We hooked up and like
she seems great.
oh, she's getting it. Yeah.
wait, but counter scenario. What if it smells like fucking 10-week-old tuna?
Okay, let's
Hell no.
okay.
Hmm,
Let's assume passes the sniff test, visual test.
passes the sniff and
All
tell.
right, she's
Okay.
only been with 3 heads.
Visual.
There, keep in mind, guys. Still, there are chances that there is something there, right? What do you do? Like, I mean, would you do it? Would you?
So she's got a low body count, it's confirmed. People know about her. We kind of know that the type of girl she is. Yeah, we're gonna put some water on that slide. All right, so no one's getting friction going down the fun train. All right, we're gonna lubricate it. We're gonna butter the muffin, if you will. All right, so we can you butter the muffin.
Glaze this in
Just we're gonna fucking butter your muffin. We're gonna lubricate you guys with facts.
Listen, an engine don't run good without the oil. We got to make sure them pistons are pounding properly. Keep them lubricated. You heard? That's terrible, bro.
2 in the bush, 1 in the stink.
So to summarize that, I got it.
Well,
I don't know if I said.
Hold
it was
on.
acceptable or
I
not.
gotta say this, Ian. How do you finger a girl the right way? He knows what I mean.
I do know what he means.
He knows what I mean.
You got
All right,
me
so
wrong.
preface-
We're throwing it back to Ian in 8th grade, possibly.
No, not 8th grade. This is me in summer camp, like in 5th or 6th grade, maybe 7th
No way,
grade.
this is 6th grade, or maybe it was.
Bro, I was super young.
Were you? You were. I was definitely in middle school.
You
I was in middle school. Somebody watched Pulse, the horror. I was like in 6th grade. You were probably in like 8th or 9th grade. Whatever, it don't matter.
okay? So maybe that is
Whatever,
right.
you were in middle school.
I was in middle school, maybe first year of high school. Yeah, I overheard from someone at day camp. They might have said 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink, and I was like, oh, that must be the way.
No, you're actually on the podcast. We're live. You're the first caller.
All right, boys. We just had to get a whiskey
You're
break.
the first caller. Say hi.
We're back.
How much cock is too much cock?
For a female, sex is hardwired genetically, right? So human beings have to have sex in order to reproduce, but kissing is extra. Kissing is not necessary for evolutionary reproduction. What are your thoughts on that? Kissing is extra. What do you think about humans and kissing and sex?
My thoughts on kissing, it's a way to be intimate without having to give anything up.
Is kissing more intimate than sex at that point?
For a lot of people, yeah.
I find kissing is way more intimate. If you were to have sex without kissing, it's almost not intimate.
That's what you call an escort,
It's more mechanical.
right?
Like I would, yeah.
Like you don't like we never paid for this. Like we don't do that with guys that like we have friends that have like paid for girls and you don't kiss them. It's weird. There's a disconnect.
You're
So
leaving?
what do you
Yeah,
think
I
about
would-
that? Is kissing more intimate than sex?
I would say so, because think about it. The first thing you're doing with a girl is you're kissing her. Like that is like kind of like the foundation, whether it's before sex, before a relationship. Like that's always going to be the intimate point of something that you can do throughout the day
Right.
where you don't have to take your clothes off. Doesn't matter where you are. That's always, I think, going to play an intimate part.
So, you know, that reminds me of something that my mom would always tell me. My mom would tell me that holding hands with a girl is way more intimate than just like a random hookup with her. And she said the same thing with like kiss. It's like sex is one thing, but she said like holding hands with a girl and kissing a girl are like more supreme forms of affection
and connection
than sex.
Absolutely.
What do you think about that?
So just going back, just to backtrack a little bit, sex without kissing is not intimate, right?
Agreed.
I think kissing during sex is what makes it super intimate.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I'll be honest, I've experienced both because like sometimes I sort of draw a boundary of where like I don't want it to be intimacy with this person. You know what I mean? Just because like could be friends with benefits, you know, I'm just looking out for like
And you can't
feelings.
open your energy up to everyone.
That too.
You can't dump your energy everywhere.
Exactly. So it's just
real
like
thing.
I've had scenarios where it was like sex without kissing, and I've had, you know, scenarios with significant others and even, you know, whatever, where it was actually passionate and intimate, but it always included kissing when it felt that way.
I like that point of view. And honestly, like I've had this thought during sex before where like on like for like whatever hookups where I don't like see anything really much further with them.
Yeah.
Like the thought of kissing doesn't even come to mind.
Yeah.
But with like someone I actually feel a little bit more serious about, something I could see a little bit more longer term, I actually think about it during sex and I want it. I want
Yeah.
to. I want to.
Exactly.
I feel like it makes the entire like experience like the entire sex. It makes the sex.
Yeah.
Entire intercourses.
It makes all of that thing they call sex, but it makes it more intimate, more passionate, and just more enjoyable. Like you want to. It's hard to. It turns you on in a way. Like I'm gonna get a little bit vulgar here, but with random hookups, if I kiss, I won't get hard. But like with girls, I actually feel something for. I can like say you've been drinking all night, for instance, right? And you get soft. I can like hook up with them and I'll actually get hard again.
Yes.
You guys experience that too?
Yes,
It's not just me.
100%.
No, me too.
That's crazy.
You know what that is? It's the intimacy that's turning you on.
It's
That's
a mental
really it.
it's a mental switch.
I actually
And something I only paid attention to recently.
I actually recently I was talking to a girl and she pretty much said, she's like, tongue kissing, the tongue is the clitoris of the mouth.
Oh wow.
And I was like, that's interesting.
Listen, that's one thing I can finally find.
That's bad funny. But with kissing, yeah, I would say that with girls that I'm like really, really deeply connected to, and like let's say we're having sex, that's how passion happens. Like when you're having hot and intimate sex and you're kissing, there's so much passion, and it's more so like making, I guess you could say making love compared to just fucking. You know, like sex is a brute act, but then the making love is another part. And that whole aspect of passion definitely transmutates or gets enhanced through kissing. And not only kissing on the mouth, right? Like you could kiss a girl on the neck, you could kiss a girl on the body, you know, all over. And I guess around the lips is a lot of sense, like a lot of nerve endings, and it's very close to your brain. So right there, it's an immediate boost in emotion and sensation. Yeah. So I would say that kissing definitely is more intimate than just sex.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a sucker. If a girl starts kissing me close to my ear, I'm like, I melt like a little bit. Like I look like Stephen Hawking.
You know the water bottle meme where it's like,
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Is it weird that I think about like a dog like licking my ear, like, like it tickles like.
Yo, I actually have this. So like, I'm not really ticklish, right? Like nowhere on my body.
I got some spots
except for one place. And
okay.
It's kind of secret because it doesn't get activated easily.
So they have to find the spot. Like
yeah,
treasure,
it has
right?
to be unlocked.
Sometimes I tell girls that I say I'm ticklish, but only in certain areas.
It's not sexual. That's the crazy thing. You might be thinking like, what?
I was gonna say, let us know how to activate your G spot, Alex.
I'll fucking tell you right now. All right. So I'm gonna tell the whole world right now. Shit.
Spill the beans.
All right. So my ticklish spot is somewhere over here.
I would have thought like
that.
I would have
you know
thought
what? That gets
like,
me too.
Like right under my ear, and like the girl is like almost just talking into here, like the vibrations.
Yes.
Breathing. You get that too?
The talking and the
Get
breathing.
the
Yes,
fuck
I
outta
swear
here.
on my life.
That's
I swear on my life.
Hold on. It gets
I'm
better.
deaf, so it doesn't work for
It
me.
gets better because it doesn't actually tickle here. It tickles over here.
Oh my god.
You get that?
Oh my
shit,
god.
too? No,
I swear to God. I swear
I
to
can
God.
never explain it. I didn't know
You-
anybody else experienced.
All right, you know what?
this.
Okay, think about it this way. It's almost like that weird fucking, you know, when you get allergies, your fucking elbow itches for some
Something like-
reason.
yeah.
It's like that. It like
It's
activates.
like a funny bone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like
That's crazy. that
it
you
almost like,
experienced that.
yeah, that's,
Whoa. Well, we're cousins. So.
well, I guess it makes sense.
Jake's that one out. He don't feel it.
And when you're talking in my ear, I probably can't hear you because I'm like really deaf. So for me, yo, you scratch the head, you scratch the back. Oh my god.
Yeah, girl.
You got nails, you in there.
Yeah, ladies, if you want to kiss up on Jake, you got to go for the left ear, not the right.
You gotta lick him right in his eardrum.
Right in the eardrum. Male perspective, how do you feel when a girl comes up to you and approaches you, like she's choosing you, compared to the average scenario where we have to always go up to the girl? So how do you feel if a girl, like, how do you view the girl that approaches you?
Well, you know, today's day and age, with equality, right, we're all equals. So I think it's a very valid thing for the girl to do so. Does it happen frequently? Not necessarily, but when it does, I think it's a really cool thing. I mean, the girl actually taking initiative and saying, I like this dude. I'm gonna approach him and see where it goes.
Mhm.
Right? What more could you really ask for?
Shout out to Stephanie for this question. She actually asked me this when she was down in Florida, and she's like, "What's your perspective when a girl comes up to you?" So my perspective is this: a lot of the time in social environments, you got to find a way to stand out, and you got to find a way to differentiate yourself from the other girls. Men are always trying to find a way to branch ourselves out from the other men, but for the girl, generally speaking, I'd say 90% of girls, maybe higher than 90%, do not approach guys, and they wait for the guys to approach them. Now, as a female, if you see a guy that you really want and you don't want him to go with any other girl and you like him, just go up to him. For me, in my perspective, I look at that as, wow, number one, you have more courage and more confidence than every girl in this place. So number one, you already stood out. Like it's off the charts. So in my eyes, it's super attractive. It's like this girl knows what she wants. There's no games being played, and she's different from everyone else. She stands out from everyone else. So guess what? She's probably going to get what she wants. Like, it's going to happen effortlessly. And I respect that. It takes balls, right? Because these girls, yeah, I don't know if my audio got cut out or not, but long story short, if you come up to the guy, honestly, we look at that, at least I look at that as, wow, you're different. You have courage, you have confidence, you have all these characteristics that make you stand out from everyone else, because all the other girls are just standing in the corner, taking selfies for Instagram and not just standing there thinking they're hot stuff. You knowing what you want and coming up to me says so much to me. You got character, girl. I like character. Let's get it popping.
All right. So what if she's a solid 2?
Oh, all right. So I was under the assumption that we're all attractive. That was the thing.
All the females that are willing to approach are attractive.
So she's a solid 2.
Let's just say.
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna talk to her, right? Because she's probably thinking I'm a hot guy.
You validate it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
for
like, listen,
sure.
yo, I love your personality. It's so good. Blah blah blah. I can't wait to tell my girlfriend about you.
Okay, fair enough.
And, I would compliment her. Listen, I love your energy. You're so cool. You're a ball of energy. Where are you from? Blah blah blah. Gotta use the bathroom. Go to the bathroom. Absolutely avoid it for the rest of the night.
Don't return.
But no, I would give her reassurance, confidence. I love your energy. You're super cool. Where you from? Take my social media, and
then block her later.
yeah, and block her later, and just you can let her know, hey, let's you can hang out with us. But I got a girl, and I'm not available for you right now.
I kind of had to pull that card recently.
So let's say you're in a social environment and a girl is just adamant about you. She comes up to you. She's
my God, I know who you're talking about.
Ian.
It just settled in. I know exactly.
I had to pull that one recently. So I pretty much had to tell a girl that I have a girlfriend.
Okay.
And like, look, she's a very nice girl, but it was just a lot. And I don't know if I should say.
What do you mean it was a lot?
No, we gotta keep it.
Yeah, keep it kosher.
Yeah.
I tell her, I was like, I have a girlfriend. She's like, 2? And I was like, no.
Like you're 2.
She was looking for like a second slot, and I was like,
So she accepted the side chick role.
yes, she did. She was like ready for it, and I was like, So she was like hanging on me the whole night, like literally I would like walk away, right? And it's as if there was a rope that attached us.
Basically, with those girls, I don't want to break their heart. I don't want to ruin their self-esteem. I want them to continue. Like, so if they come up to us and like we're not interested in them, I don't think it's right for us to be like abrasive or mean or being a jerk. I think we should be as polite and as gentleman as possible. Love your energy. I think you're so cool. I'm glad to have met you, blah, blah, blah. And then just slowly find your transition, do a little spin move, get out of there, go grab the girl you're with, but right now I'm going to go get a drink and I'm going to do my own thing. Just be respectful to her, right? Just be respectful.
I'm going to go over there.
I'm gonna go 100 feet away.
You've been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. I only got 20 calls in a row. I just got it.
Yeah, listen, I'll be right back. I'm gonna file a restraining order.
What was the question again? Ask the question.
So it's like the male's perspective. How do you feel when a girl approaches you? Like, and hypothetically, she's attractive.
I mean, look, we live in 2022.
Okay.
Right? Equality, guys. Right? They should. Right?
It should be like Bumble out here.
It should be like Bumble.
But the thing is,
not necessarily, but like.
But no, but I feel like there should be more of that. There should be
Agreed.
more that promotes.
Agreed.
that.
Agreed. And like, everybody's screaming equality. And I fully agree with that. But it doesn't really happen as much. It should. And I honestly think I would appreciate it personally. Right? I would be like, okay, cool. Like Jake said, this girl knows what she wants, assuming that she's above 6.
right.
But yeah.
But I personally feel like when a girl chooses you or a girl is giving you that heads up. Oh, here, let me rewind that. There's been plenty of situations where a girl actually has interest in us, but we have no idea. They show no signs. They don't know how to flirt. They don't know how to let the guy know. And I've been in many scenarios like this. Like it's actually crazy to me where I find out later on this girl was super into me. And I'm like, I had no idea. So me personally, I feel like, why miss an opportunity? Like some men are extremely busy. Like all three of us are really busy guys. So we have a lot on our schedule. Our mind can get full with what we have to do for our daily agendas. And sometimes we need a girl to do that work for us. Meaning like make your emotions known. Like if you like us, why don't you stand out from the crowd? Don't wait in silence or wait in the corner and hope for one day for us to come to you. If you really like us, just come to us. It's not a big deal. Send us that message. Take a shot. If that's what you want, go for it. You know what I mean? Like, because as a busy person, maybe we overlook it. Maybe we think, oh, it's not going to work out. She's just average. But if you take that initiative and you come to us, then we will see you. That's the thing. Like,
send a sign, like my story.
Just send a sign, like the story, do what you got to do. Go after it. If you like the guy, there's no harm in it. And again, we like to be traditional men, but this world is very untraditional.
There's one thing I wanted to say is that if a girl does approach a dude, right? And like obviously you should be aware of like what's within your reach. Right. Like if you're a 2 and you're walking up to a 9, you're shit out of luck. But if it's like within your reach, like this is a practical person to attain. If a girl approaches a dude, 95% chance he will be 100% open to it.
100%.
At the least be nice about it. Not say some bullshit like, oh, I'm with my friends.
Yeah.
Or I will always appreciate it.
Exactly.
Always.
Exactly. So like if you're really digging a dude, you see him across the bar or something, you like him, shoot your shot, girl. 95% chance you're not going to get shot.
Yeah.
Listen, you're standing out. You're making yourself different. So that's how you stand out from the crowd. Honestly, it's a good thing. It's empowerment. You guys are talking about feminism and empowerment. Listen, we're traditional guys. We feel that we should go up to the girls and stuff like that. But you could there's so many people everywhere. And if you want to be the winner, do something to make sure that you win. Don't just expect to win. Yeah. Take some action and make yourself win.
And it can't hurt. And I think a side perspective on that is, what's one of the top things you hear when you go up to a girl at a bar? You usually hear, oh, I'm out with my friends. I'm not really, looking for anything. But like a lot of the time, we're also doing the same thing.
Right.
We're out with our friends. We're out with our boys. Like sometimes, why does the number one thing on our mind always have to be like, what girls are we going to go up to? How are we going to approach them? This and that. Like, why can't it be more back and forth? Why can't there be a little bit more balance?
That's actually a really good question.
Because we're also busy with what we're doing. We're hanging with our boys. We're giving our boys attention. So, yeah.
No, but it's true. No, but it's true because, like, for example, like I live out of state, right? So when we go out, we want to make sure we're all hanging out with each other. You're catering to me. I'm catering to you. We're doing our thing. And not everyone's thirsty. Like, not everyone is so thirsty to get to pick up girls. Like when
exactly. It's like that's not the primary objective.
Right.
You know, we're out to have a good time together. Right. That's really the whole point. We're out to have a good time. If there are girls that are like with it, great.
But if not, then whatever. Like honestly, I think, you know, when we attract the most girls is when we're in big groups of people because it's a much more relaxed environment. I'm saying when we're out with both our guy friends and our girlfriends.
Sure.
Because it's just like, you know, we're just doing our thing. It makes the situation a little bit more easily approachable.
Yeah.
And when you're in those big groups, like everyone can judge each other's energy, and the person that you vibe with, you'll wind up clicking with it by the end of the night.
Exactly.
And not only that, actually, key piece of advice: if you go out with girls, it's much easier to like obtain more.
Yeah. Honestly, we can give some rock hard advice to the boys that are listening to the channel. Anyone that's listening, if you're a guy, have some female friends, man, and invite them out with you. We'll have way better success and a way better night going out with girls compared to just going out with the sausage party and trying to pick them up.
Yeah, because you just look like a fucking sausage.
Yeah.
You look like a thirsty weirdo.
Yeah, unless you guys are genuinely going out just to have a good time and you don't give a shit, that's another story.
If you're trying to go out to look like herbs, yeah.
But I have a sidebar question based off of that. So we're saying how it's easy for women to approach men approach men when there's like a group of us and females.
Mm-hmm.
What about the reverse? Do you guys think it's a little bit more difficult to approach, say, a group of girls or a girl that's in a group when it's just girls, or when there's guys in the mix also?
So I can respond to that right away.
Right?
That's a really good inverse perspective.
Yeah, because I think it's a little bit opposite.
I love breaking, like, at least when my hearing was good, if I could hear what's going on. I love penetrating all girl circles. I love it. I love the challenge. Like, I love talking to the girl that's less attracted, that I don't want, to get the girl that I want, to be a little bit jealous here and there. And I'm super social, so I love that challenge. Like, I really love that. But if there's guys there, they're going to be defensive and they're probably going to want to fight us, right?
That's such a good move, though. That right there, what you just said, if you're approaching a group of girls, right, and there's like, let's just say it's like three. One of them's a little, one of them's like, you know, a little, and there's one that you're really into. You give attention to the one that you are not completely into, right? You like laser focus, and then you turn, you're like, oh, hey, what's your name?
Mm-hmm.
What happens to her head? She's like, why is he not giving me attention?
Right.
Like, I'm clearly the better option here. So that creates a sort of competition and a certain level of jealousy, right? So that is a very key move. Keep that in mind, boys.
That is true. And I have honestly actually another advice for approach, because sometimes I think it's still intimidating to approach a group of girls, especially if there's guys with them, right? You don't know if they're their boyfriends, whatever it might be. And I think a side approach, it might be a little bit, you know, different from what we're suggesting before, but I think would be approach the guys first. Approach the guys first.
I mean, we've had
approach your bros. Like get in the pack. That nothing will get you in more with a group of people than like striking up a conversation with a guy. I'm sorry, but it's true.
I was just going to say that is you should befriend their guy friends.
Yep.
Befriend them.
If you befriend them, you're in.
It's not always easy because they know why you're there. You're not just trying to be friends.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But you can still pull it off if you try hard.
Some of them get a little defensive. There's been a scenario, it was a hilarious scenario. So I'm going to dive into a little bit of story time here. There was a local bar over where we're located at right now. And long story short, there were these, I think, two girls there that were pretty much Alex's type, like textbook Alex's type. And there was another gentleman that was standing next to them. We didn't know who was who. So Alex starts talking to these girls, and they're talking to him, right?
Yeah, I remember.
And at the moment, Alex is talking to the girls, and I'm just in the background. I'm losing my hearing nowadays, so like I'm not really talking to anyone in that scenario. And Alex is talking to these girls, and I'm there, but no one knows that I'm with Alex at this point in time. And he's just talking to these chicks, and they're talking back to him.
We were vibing.
You guys were vibing. Yeah. Like, it was so cool. And then all of a sudden, the guy that they were with turns around and says something like snooty to you.
I don't remember what he said.
Like, these are mine. Like get out of here.
Yeah,
like,
He was like some scrawny dude. He goes, these are mine. I'm like, yeah, okay, bro. I was like, let me see what you got,
bro. And he started saying some slick stuff to you, right? And then all of a sudden, I heard that, and I immediately was like, game on, boy.
Wait. So what did he say? I feel like we said something in response.
I remember what I said to him.
I feel like when he put his arms around them, I just started dying.
You started dying laughing.
Bro, because who the fuck does that? These are mine. Like,
That's
you could approach me like a fucking man and be like, yo, honestly, these chicks are with me. I'd appreciate if you weren't like trying to be all up on them. Like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Bro, it's happened so many times where a guy tries to hit on my girl. I'm like, she's with me. Just do your thing.
Wait, when was
Okay, no
this?
problem.
this was actually when me and Jake went out. I think you were away somewhere.
Okay,
So check this out. So the guy starts puffing up to Alex, getting all tough. Alex is hysterically laughing. I step in and I'm like,
How do you demean a guy?
yeah. Like, and I step in and I said, I remember what I said. I said, listen, no, I went up to him and I gave him a compliment. I was like, yo, I respect you. You're protecting. I said this. You're protecting your two girls. Because I have sisters, so I have this like protection thing. I said, I see you're protecting your two girls. That's what's up. Protect the cargo. I said, protect the precious cargo. I go to give him a pound. He goes, he like tries to shove me. He goes, yo, get the fuck out of here. I said, what? I said, what? I'm like, buddy, I just gave you a compliment, but you better check yourself because I'm twice your height and I'll F your. I don't know if I can curse on here.
Yeah, you can fucking.
You can
curse.
curse.
But I was like, I can fuck your shit up. You better watch your mouth. I just gave you a compliment.
Do you remember what you said?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. He says some shit back to me, right? And I could choose to walk away or really give. And in this moment, I was getting really angry because I felt like social media is giving these little kids a sense of safety that they don't have because they're used to talking behind a screen. But for you guys don't know, I'm 6'5", so like I'm just giving you guys a perspective here because I'm sitting down and all these things. This guy starts mouthing off to me like a nerd. Get out of here! Right after I give him a compliment. So I check him. I said, bro, shut your effing mouth. You're a fucking pussy. I will beat the shit out of you. I said, I'll beat the shit out of you. You better watch your mouth. He says something to me like this, and he points in the background like,
oh, yeah. Yo, I completely forgot.
as if he's calling for backup. I go like this.
Whoa, who's coming?
Who's you ain't pointing to no one, boy. No one's coming for you. I will fuck your shit up. You are a pussy.
Bro,
you are a bitch. And I literally, and the whole club heard me saying that.
I'm just sitting there dying laughing at this kid because he's a fucking bitch. Like, you can
Straight
tell
up.
he's a bitch just trying to act tough.
And listen, I'm not a hothead. I gave him a compliment. I said, I respect you taking care of your precious cargo. That's what's up. He says some slick thing to me, starts pointing in the background like he has backup. I said, yo, who are you pointing to? You have no backup. There's no one coming to save you. I will fuck you up. Shut your fucking mouth and respect your elders. And then you know how it ended? That girl, some Karen, some super Karen.
Both the girls. One of them went up to you. One of them went up to me. She's like, "Please, can you guys just can you stop? Like, I'm worried." Like,
some Karen turns to me and goes, "Yeah." And I was like,
"Oh, she was mouthing off to you,
bro." She turned around, started going, "Yeah, you're gonna do."
So the one I was talking to, she literally puts her hand on me and she's like, "Please, could you just like stop and like go?" I was like, "Ah." I was really. This was really funny, honestly.
Oh, I'm just saying he was lucky. Like if there weren't cameras nowadays, I would have given him a lesson.
Do you know what you really said to him? I remember exactly.
Let me know how you remember it.
One specific line.
Let me hear it. I gotta hear.
You said after he said some bullshit to you.
Okay.
You were like, I could fucking throw you over this bar right now.
Give him a perspective. Like, bro, I could lift you and throw you
across this bar.
And then he points, like, bro, who you pointing to? No one's coming to save you, bro. You're a pussy. Yeah. And I would say it so loud, you're a bitch. And the whole club heard it. So some guys get defensive. So just everyone cool out, just chill out. Don't get defensive. That's all. Oh man.
Dudes, we're all on the same team.
Yeah, man. It's all good.
Yeah, but we're not trying to go to jail around here. We're not trying to.
It's brotherhood shit.
Yeah.
Unless you're a bitch, then you're not in the brotherhood.
Oh my gosh, that was a very interesting scenario, man. He got checked. His reality got because, bro, you can't be saying these things to people you don't know. Like if I don't know, like for example, if I don't know you, Ian, I'm not. You can know Krav Maga. You can have brass knuckles in your pocket. I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to try and insult. No one knows who anyone is. So just be cool. Just be calm. Be professional. You don't want to get arrested. You got to be nice. You got to be rock hard. Stay safe, boys. All right, so you know what? That's a great transition into story time. Speaking about avoiding jail, I think Ian has a story for us. Oh, I need some. Oh, by the way,
peanut butter is not really hitting me at all.
It wasn't. It didn't hit me at all.
By the way, we are not sponsored, but this is peanut butter flavored whiskey.
It's peanut butter liquid. Like I never thought a fluid.
Who pulled up? You pulled up with that, right? Ian, the peanut butter.
Peanut butter. Hell yeah, I pulled up with it. We got to change it up from the slow and low.
Yeah.
Oh, we're right back to it.
And we're right back to it. Yeah, good old reliable.
You definitely can't have too much.
You know what?
The PB.
Fill me up with some slow and low.
Oh, I got you.
Shout out to our loyal subscribers. You guys are with us having a drink, hanging out, enjoying some really cool content. This is what it's all about. If you guys enjoy the content, let us know and let YouTube know by hitting the like button and dropping a comment down below. The engagement is everything for us. We appreciate it. We do it for y'all.
Honestly, I feel like I would love to see what questions people want discussed.
Yeah, so you know
Right?
what? Let's tell them right now.
Like, there's so many different things that we can talk about, and so many different scenarios that we've all encountered and resolved. Where, like, even like how to handle texting a chick or pursuing your passions, you know, like whatever it may be, how to start a company. Ask us the question, and we can probably provide pretty decent insight on it.
Yeah, or at the very least, we'll give our perspective, or maybe, you know, personal experiences we've had with those questions.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I guess if you guys didn't know already, because you may not know our background information, episode 1, we explained it a little bit. All of us have experience in business. All of us own businesses. All of us have experience in launching products, starting new companies, the whole process. We've been through the ups and the downs. So if you guys have any questions, definitely drop it down below. Right now, we're pumping out this fun content, but pretty soon we're going to be giving you guys some more serious entrepreneurial-based stuff. So like Alex said, whatever you guys want to know, drop a comment down below, a question, and we will use the questions from the comments and feature them in future videos. So make sure you subscribe to see your questions answered live. So speaking about avoiding jail time from my previous potential fight story, I think we transition on into story time. Ian.
Okay.
Ian, I heard you had
So,
a juicy story.
Alex knows at least some of the story. Jake, you haven't heard this once.
I have. This is
I feel like I don't remember any of it, so this is going to be new to me too.
a genuine, real reaction right here.
Okay.
I've never heard this story.
Ooh. Okay, so this was right after college, maybe a year or two after college. I had a girlfriend at the time, and we were just out in the city. We lived in Queens. We were out in the city. We grabbed dinner, a few drinks with dinner, like literally 2 drinks. We're driving back home from the city into Queens. And for anyone that's from New York, you might know you have to take the Queensboro Bridge back. That's one of the main ways to get back, at least for free. I went to, at the time, I had a girlfriend. We went to the city to grab some dinner and a few drinks. And when we were driving back, she lived in Queens. So we were driving from the city to Queens, and we were taking the Queensboro Bridge because I was broke at the time. It was free, whatever. So I knew sometimes they did checkpoints at the Queensboro Bridge.
They do that?
They apparently they do.
I mean, they do checkpoints. Like
They do it on
different
weekends.
Like it's always, they do it in different places. Sometimes on the highway. You never really know.
And then when they do it, it'll usually be like on the weekends, like Friday to Sunday, maybe like from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Whatever. I met the criteria of a checkpoint.
Like you met the criteria of passing it or not passing it.
No, of running into one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. So there was one active.
No, I had a drink, maybe 2 drinks with dinner, but it several hours passed.
And what's
by the time?
what's 2 drinks? That's nothing.
That's nothing. Like you're fine after 2-3 hours.
That's legal limit.
It's
Like,
legal limit. So I
After
wasn't
an hour, you're good.
I wasn't worried, but you're always a little bit when you pull up to a checkpoint, you're always a little bit shook, even if you're clean.
Like it's as if you have 3 pounds of pot in your trunk.
Yeah,
that's
but
how you feel. Like you
that's
feel
how
like
you
a criminal,
feel, exactly.
even though you didn't do anything.
Exactly. So you always get a little bit shook when it happens. So whatever, we pull up. I'm still sitting in my driver's seat. They do the breathalyzer for me.
Okay.
They take my license at the same time. And
Is it now? Are they doing this to everyone?
they're doing it to every
It's not
single
just
car.
okay. So
Every
just-
single car.
Okay.
But the thing is, you can enter this bridge another way, and they wouldn't do checkpoints. The specific street I took off of 2nd Avenue, I remember I drove up 2nd Avenue from Lower Manhattan to Upper Manhattan.
Okay.
I made a left on from 2nd Avenue onto the street to enter Queensboro Bridge
Okay.
because it's less trafficked. So there's less cars going through.
Right.
I'm sorry, 1st Avenue. 1st Avenue. 2nd Avenue, you're driving south
Okay.
through Manhattan, and that there's so much traffic there, they'll never do a checkpoint ever. But my dumb ass was I could probably get there quicker through 1st Avenue.
Okay.
So you went through the less traffic area.
Yeah, because I knew there was going to be brolic traffic getting back.
Okay.
And apparently this would be one of the worst mistakes I ever made.
But hold on. Why would they do it on a block that's less traffic? It would make sense.
Because they're going to, if they do it on they're probably
it's not
thinking
going to move.
it's not going to move. You can't do, on 2nd Avenue, for instance, in Midtown, Like if you were to do a checkpoint
Oh,
there,
nightmare.
you know where the Queensboro Bridge
Yeah,
is.
nightmare. That would be crazy.
Exactly. So I pull up. They ask me for my license, and they give me a breathalyzer test. He's like, "All right,
Was this around the holiday season? They just did that.
no. This is just random. This is just random checkpoints.
Okay.
It's not a holiday.
Okay. That's a
They,
little.
they did it for Ian.
Okay. Were you
Yeah,
drinking?
they knew he was coming.
Were you drinking? Were you drinking water at all, or it's just like?
I mean, it didn't even matter. I had dinner. Like I had like sushi for dinner, and I think I had 2 beers.
Okay.
Maybe even it might have only been 1 beer. I wasn't worried. Was the bottom line.
Okay.
I took the breathalyzer. He's like, "All right, you're fine. You passed. They're just checking your license. They'll bring back your license in a little bit, and you'll be on your way."
Okay.
Uh-oh.
No problem. Okay.
No problem.
So
far.
you think?
I mean, you're saying no problem in your head. You're like, oh, you know.
That's one thing. I'm like, "Oh, I passed the hardest part." So they come back. They're like, "Ian, would you mind stepping out of the vehicle?"
You mother, what?
And
What,
that,
hold on. At that moment, what did you feel?
my heart sank.
Like immediate.
I'm like what? Like, and
Did you say why? Did you say anything?
Well, he asked me to step out of the car. I don't remember what happened exactly.
Yeah.
I just remember my heart dropped and I was like, fuck. And I think in my head I was a little bit worried, but I was like, still like, oh, I'm gonna be fine. Like they're just probably like
Maybe it's
they
part of
just want
protocol.
to. Maybe it's part of protocol.
Random
Maybe they want me
calls.
to walk a straight line to make sure. They're like, turn around. You're under arrest for driving with a suspended license.
Oh, shit.
And it was a complete curveball that I wasn't expecting.
Did you feel like a hardened criminal as soon as they slapped those cuffs on you?
It was the first time they ever slapped cuffs on me.
Were you thinking like, what happened to my car? What happened to my girl? Like,
I mean, I had a bunch of thoughts going through my head, but like they slapped it on me, and the first thought that came to my head is, when the fuck did I speed? And then it hit me right away, and I'm like, oh my god. So 3 months prior, I was driving through, so on 2nd Avenue or 1st Avenue, I forget which one. They have like this little underground tunnel for like 10 streets. I don't know if you guys have driven through it.
Maybe.
It's like you go under the street for like maybe half a mile.
Okay.
And they have a 25 mile per hour speed limit, and I would always speed through there. And one day, like the first time I ever drove with my ex through that tunnel, I was just speeding. I was going through it. There's no traffic or whatever. She's like, they have sometimes cops waiting at the end of this to like write out tickets. And guess what happens when I get out of that tunnel? Cop pulled me over.
No.
And he gave me a ticket, right? But at the time, I was living with my girlfriend in Queens. I wasn't living at home.
Right.
My license was registered.
Right. I remember.
So I guess something came in the mail.
So the ticket got
I missed that I had to suspend the ticket. Completely skipped my mind.
Oh, so he didn't actually pull you over or stop you. He just gunned you.
No. He pulled me over. He pulled me over and pulled me out of the ticket.
Oh,
But
okay.
me being fucking 21, 22 at the time,
Yeah.
I'm like, I forgot.
You're like,
Honestly, I
okay,
forgot
It's easy
about
to
it.
forget.
Yeah.
So whatever. So fast forwarding to this, he's like, you're under arrest for driving with a suspended license, and I'm like,
Oh my
fuck.
God,
I'm like, what's
bro.
gonna happen now? And then he's like, don't worry. He's like, you're just gonna fill out some paperwork. We're gonna bring you downtown. You're gonna fill out some paperwork. It's gonna take probably an hour or two. You're gonna have to ride in the van with us with the handcuffs, and we're gonna have your girlfriend meet us there.
You know, in that moment, were you thinking like, oh, could there just be like a miracle to happen just to convince this officer? Oh, there was a misunderstanding. Were you hoping for a miracle in that moment or no? Or you knew?
No, I knew. I was like, there was nothing I could do.
Okay.
That's kind of stupid
But
though, because they're like, oh, you just got to come with us to fill out some paperwork. You're gonna have to ride with us with the handcuffs. And, you know, like you don't really need the handcuffs. You're not a criminal.
I know,
like,
that was
like
my thought.
Like he's trying to calm you
They
down.
don't
Like
they gotta make sure you can't escape. That's the thing.
they're just trying to calm you down. Like it's casual. We just need to fill something out, but we need the handcuffs.
But
Yeah.
you need
Do you know what question was never answered to this day though, and I never even thought about it until this very moment, was who drove my car back?
That
Oh my
I was
God.
gonna say that. Whatever
Back to
happened-
I don't know
where?
what happened to my car.
Back to where's your car though?
I don't know.
how did you get it?
I don't know.
Wait, what?
I don't know where it
But
was.
what happened?
I
You
think
went to
they-
jail?
Well,
Like, they took you somewhere?
so they took. Okay, so I'm in the back.
What,
of,
what,
like,
what happened with your ex? She just see you later?
She Ubered to downtown to this one like.
So
this
she
one
left
precinct.
your car there. Oh, she doesn't.
She didn't drive at the time.
Girls learn how to drive.
Yeah. So they bring me downtown, and I'm not worried actually at this point. I actually feel a little bit of relief. I'm like, okay, whatever. This is probably their process. I have to fill out some paperwork at the precinct. I'm fine. I'll be out in a couple of hours
Yeah.
tops.
That's what I would think.
So Bro, it's super formal. They like put me in like this like holding cell, and I still have the handcuffs on me, and I'm behind bars, but like in a holding cell. So there's a guy at a desk. There's a cop at a desk filling out paperwork. There's a few people in this cell next to me, like for some bullshit, same bullshit. And then hour and a half passes, and then
Did anybody like one of the guys come up to you and say, "Do you want to have a cock meat sandwich?"
no,
No,
I did not.
They didn't offer you one.
They did not.
Oh, okay. Because like I know you get kind of hungry in prison, so like maybe,
have you ever seen White Castle? I mean, White Castle. What's that movie called?
Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. No, Guantanamo Bay.
Guantanamo
Bay. You want a cock meat sandwich?
I ain't gay. You sucking me. You gay.
That's the one.
Some South Park shit. So an hour and a half passes. Lada's still waiting for me in like the lobby of this precinct.
Is she really?
Yeah, she's waiting because she thinks I'm gonna get out any second now.
Keep her.
And this cop says to me out of nowhere, he's like, Ian, you're killing me right now. And it's like 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, why? What's up? He's like, you have either 2 or 3 public urination tickets that you never answered. And me in my head, I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, what does that mean? He's like, well, it's 1:30 a.m. and the judges get off at 11 a.m. So do the math.
Oh, okay.
You're not going to be able to be seen tonight by a judge, so you're going to have to spend the night.
Really? What? I never known that you were in the jail cell.
Yeah.
What?
And I'm like, can I at least? I'm like, no, I can't. I'm like, what do you mean? Like in my head, I'm like, that's not a possibility.
Right? Like
It's unacceptable.
I told him I was like about to come down with a cold. I'm like, I can't. I'm like, I'm coming down with a cold right now. Like I can't. Like there's got to be another solution. I didn't commit an actual crime. Like. He's like, there's literally nothing we can do. He's like, you're gonna have to stay overnight. They're gonna fingerprint you in the morning and everything. And
was he nice? Like did he seem like somebody that was reasonable?
He was reasonable, but he was also reasonably telling me I had no choice.
Yeah.
So it sucked. He's like, they're gonna have to book you. They're gonna have to fingerprint you and everything tomorrow. So I'm there for like another hour. I say goodbye to my ex. I tell my ex, to call my parents, tell them what's up. And I wasn't even allowed to use a phone to call them. Yeah, I wasn't allowed.
That's not.
And they
legal.
they took my phone and everything from me. My phone, my keys, my wallet. So I had like no access to. I couldn't tell anybody what happened.
That's a very interesting. I never thought about that.
And it's like, and it sucks because like
you go ghost and nobody knows.
And nobody knows. But thank God I had my ex with me. If I didn't have my ex with me, I would have been fucked. I would have had to wait for my phone call until the morning. Is what it was. But I told my ex she was going to like keep me like, I told her just like wait for me tomorrow. I'll probably be out. But the thing is, when you're getting booked and fingerprinted, you don't get phone privileges. They don't do that until after you're booked and processed. So the entire day, I didn't know what was going to happen, and I had no communication with my ex, with my parents, or anything. So whatever. That same night, it's like 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m. at this point. They bring me downtown to another place. They take the handcuffs off. And
a different place?
A different, an actual jail. And they
wait. They took you somewhere else?
They took me somewhere else that same night.
So I guess that's where you're being held.
They first brought me to a precinct where I was being held. Tiny jail cell with a desk right in front of it. This time they brought me to a place where I was actually going to spend the night. And all I remember was there was already somebody in my cell, one metal bench, no pillows, no blankets,
really,
no bathroom, no water fountain or anything, nothing.
I don't remember. How did that feel? Was that like, this is like stripped?
It felt awful. I slept maybe 30 minutes because he already took up most of the bench, the guy that was in there. And I wouldn't
sleep at all. My ass would be sitting there awake the whole night until I leave.
Yeah, and the guy sleeping in that cell for clarity was not friendly looking.
Yeah.
So
what do you look like?
We're not going to go there. So
what do you look like? Come on. Let's get some details here.
So
was he like scruffy, a hobo? Was he clean?
So dirty? I love the color of my mic stand, by the way.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Makes sense.
We might have to delete that. So whatever. I remember like I had to take a piss before I went to that precinct, and I saw one of the cops eating McDonald's or something, and I'm like, yo, I'm hungry. I was like, is there anything like I can get? He's like, nah. He's like, the only thing I can get you is water. I'm like, fuck. And bro, I swear he was eating a Big Mac. And
bro, that's not legal. It's not legal.
It's not nice. The only thing I got from this all was that like it was just also fucked because the thing, a suspended driver's license I didn't even know about. Like I didn't get pulled over for speeding at the time or for drinking and driving.
I
just
feel like
because I had pending tickets.
I feel like they should say like you can't drive home, find the way home. You're like you're not allowed to drive.
I'm not allowed to do. I know exactly.
That's what I feel should.
Everything was such unfortunate timing between not being able to see the judge.
Ian, they had a bench warrant out for your arrest.
Yeah,
no, they didn't have.
That's what it was.
Is that a bench warrant?
That's a bench warrant. They wouldn't have arrested you.
Your license was suspended, so if you're caught driving, it's automatic.
Yeah,
it's the unanswered tickets too. They can issue a bench warrant for that.
Yeah, so I guess that's what it was. So yeah, so I'm staying in this jail cell. I have my head against a fucking concrete wall trying to sleep. I got maybe 20, 30 minutes of sleep that night. It was the worst night of sleep of my entire life. The next morning, they wake us up super early. They bring us to another jail.
How'd they do it? Did they do it like the baton on the
I don't remember. I really don't remember.
Oh, okay.
So this is another location?
So then they bring me to a third location.
What?
And the way they transport us from that location is they have us each handcuffed, like together, like all the inmates in this.
They have you connected.
We're all connected. And we walk to one of those, those prison buses you see, like fucking yellow school bus, but it's clearly a jail bus.
I can't believe Ian is on this bus right now.
I know.
And they're driving us across downtown right now to another jail. And I finally hear.
If I were you at this point, I would have been like, "Yo, did they like get confused? Do they think I'm a hardened criminal? Like, are they bringing me somewhere?"
It was so fucked. But the thing is that in my head, I'm like, all right, this is all process. I'll be out in a couple of hours. That was my thought.
Can you imagine you were in that bus with like murderers? Like you were chained to guys that have killed people.
I'm really hoping I wasn't, but oh god, that's a scary.
That's a scary thought, right?
So boy.
So they bring us to a new place. I'm not too worried at this point, but I'm like, I'm starving, bro. I'm like thirsty. I'm thirsty.
I would have been
hungry.
so hungry, bro.
And like the only thing I can think of is that fucking Big Mac. I saw that fucking copy. I'm serious. It's the only thing on my mind. I'm like, I'm gonna be out in a few hours. I'm gonna eat McDonald's.
You should have asked them for a fry.
Bro, they did not give a shit.
Let me get a fry.
So I'm in this new jail. It's like 7 or 8 in the morning. They fingerprint us, they book us, whatever. They take all of our information down, and then they bring me to like this underground, like these underground jail cells, which they call the tombs, apparently.
Tombs.
And apparently they call them the tombs or something because
you pulling up the King Tut.
Sounds healthy.
Because they hold like 30 people in each cell.
Bro, that's
people
so
there
human.
don't know when they're able to be let out.
Can you imagine that like these jail systems just have facilities to hold people like cattle?
Like it was like we were being held like cattle.
The craziest thing to me is he didn't commit any real crimes, right?
That's the fucking craziest
And he's
part.
in these fucking 30 people holding
Like there was
cells
no crime
with
committed.
no food,
There was
no
negligence.
drink. He couldn't even fucking make a phone call.
Couldn't make a phone call. So at this point, I'm hoping, whatever, they bring me to the jail cell. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll probably be out soon at this point. It's food time. And you know what they bring for food? Peanut butter and nothing sandwiches.
No way.
No, peanut butter. It was just
No,
peanut butter on
They
the
just,
sandwich.
they just brought you a stack of peanut butter?
A dry fucking sandwich. No, just peanut butter
on
sandwich.
bread.
On bread.
Oh, okay. I just pictured like they just lopped it onto
Imagine
your
eating
plate.
cornbread with no water.
That's disgusting.
I can imagine the bread was like that brown, like school bread they give
No,
you.
you know what I picture? Like Wonder Bread. Like the shit that gets stuck to the roof of your mouth.
What
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
what did they
it was
give
like
you?
Wonder
It was
Bread.
like
It was
that.
white
Wonder
bread? It was white bread?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was fucking awful. I think I took one bite and I told the fucking inmate next to me, I'm like, I can't fucking eat this. Like, yeah, bro, I'll take it. So I'm in a jail cell with like 30 people, and like some of the people in there were like cracking jokes, like, yeah, bro, it was like my 3rd time here this month.
What? That's not good, bro.
And like, bro, they were smoking weed in there. Like, this is like a routine for them.
How?
Bro, I swear to God, they had some shit like in their underwear or some shit. They fucking rolled up in there. They were smoking. I swear to God.
Get out of here. Did you tap it?
No, I didn't tap it. Bro, I had dry mouth as it was from that peanut
Bro,
butter
that's
sandwich.
why he's taking your sandwiches. The boy got munchies in the
Yeah.
food, bro.
So, and also the bathroom is one
King
fucking
Tut got munchies in the tomb.
King Tut pulled up the munchies.
there, and the worst part is there's a fucking one toilet bowl in the middle of this whole cell.
I'm
No
whipping it
walls.
out. I'm whipping it out. I gotta pee, boys.
No walls at all. There's like a 1-foot wall. So you can see, like, if say you were like taking a shit, you could see everything from the torso up.
So
It's
like
very awkward.
Did you need to?
I fucking needed to piss.
I
I
would.
took a piss sitting down.
piss, yeah.
I pissed sitting
Oh,
down.
you sat?
Bro,
That's like the worst thing you can do.
I'm sorry. Can you imagine? I pretended I was taking a shit.
So what? They all turned around, or did they watch?
No, bro, it's 30 people in the sub, bro. They're all conversing with each other. But can you imagine standing there whipping your dick out?
First of all, when you're in a group of like in a situation
I
pretended I was taking a shit. I flushed. I pretended to wipe. I'm sorry.
I would whip my dick out before sitting down in a dirty ass toilet.
But would you say that you suffer from shrinkage during that situation?
I don't give a shit.
Adrenaline.
I'm never gonna see these people again. They can see my dick as many times. Not as many times, but I'm a fucking pee, bro. I'm not sitting on that.
Listen, I'm just saying that. Well, okay, I didn't.
Did you get tested after?
I hovered.
Oh, you hovered.
Oh no! I put fucking toilet paper around.
Oh, okay.
If the tip touched the rim, you
yeah, that's scary.
Never, bro. I was so careful and cautious. But anyways, where it got scary is so every top of the hour.
Hold on. Did you get pressed while you were vulnerable on the toilet?
No.
When you were like sitting down,
Everyone in my cell was actually pretty cool. Like, and the thing is, there was guys cracking jokes in there, and at the top of every hour, they would come through, and they're like our cell had 30 people. Okay. There was like maybe 15 to 20 of them along this long hallway.
Jeez.
So at the top of every hour, they would go to each cell and only call 1, 2, maybe 3 people to go see the judge finally.
Okay.
Go see your lawyer, that was free, and go see a judge.
So you're waiting for your time.
So I'm waiting. I'm like, all right, eventually I need to be called. But then this happens for a few hours, 11, 12, 1, 2 p.m. at this point. And bro, the funny people that were in my cell, they left already. They got called out. So It got boring and it was quiet in my cell. And then it started to suck because it got boring as fuck. And then I heard other people talking like, yeah, bro, I've been here for 3 days already. And I still haven't been seen by a judge. And I'm like, stop. I'm like, there's no. I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, I can't spend another night in here.
I'm sure your parents would like get you out like a lawyer or some shit like that. Like 3 nights, that's crazy.
That is crazy. Crazy.
But
there was some people in there saying wild shit like, yeah, like I fucking stole a city.
This one's talked out. Good.
I'm sure there's like people like there's this one guy in there. He's like, yeah, I stole a city. I had a warrant out for my arrest. I stole a city bike. I got caught because I was riding it on the sidewalk. I'm like, you fucking dumbass. Like,
right.
So whatever. I'm like waiting, and like I'm remembering that the judge cutoff time is at 10 p.m.
Okay. Was it 11?
It's either 10 or 11 p.m.
Okay.
Where you can stop seeing a judge. And at this point, bro, it's already reaching 10 p.m.
Oh my God. That's the call for the day.
A full 24 hours pretty much. And I'm like, fuck. I'm about to have to spend another night here. 10:30 p.m. rolls around. The last final call of the night, and they call my name.
No way.
And
no way.
Bro, the relief. Because I was getting so worried because I haven't had contact with anyone. Bro, I haven't eaten. I had one bite of a peanut butter sandwich. And I'm like,
did you have your phone?
No.
They took everything.
You don't have anything, bro.
Wow, you could kind of lose your shit.
You do lose your shit because it got super quiet in there. There's like maybe only 10 or 12 of us left, and everyone's quiet, dude. Like some people are trying to sleep. I tried to sleep. I couldn't sleep.
Bro, what would you do with yourself? Like, if
it's
you were just stuck in a prison cell, no phone
all day.
I'm telling you, it is the most boring, worst experience of my life.
Like, I'm trying to think, what would I do with myself, bro? I'd probably play with my shoelaces, probably braid some
push-ups,
shit. Like, I don't fucking know. Push-ups, yeah.
Just do something.
Like, I'd be fidgeting with some shit.
Yeah, the worst part is that the whole time you're thinking, like, they're going to call you any second, and you're waiting for that top of the hour for them to call their 1 or 2 names per cell, and when it's not you, you're like, fuck. And then when it started approaching closer to 11 p.m., I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I don't want to stay here another night.
I always think about the psychology of the people who are in positions of power. So let's say the guards, right? They're probably looking at it like, they probably don't even look at you guys as humans. They probably look at you guys as like these things, and they're just worried about when they're going to clock out and go home. Like, the guards probably have no regard for like how you guys feel, but
they don't care.
I guess if we were to give any advice, to stay on the right side of the law. Don't ever, do anything stupid to land yourself into jail, because once you get involved in that scenario, bruh, it's this really annoying slope to be sliding down.
Yeah, be cautious of suspensions on your license and tickets. But pretty much.
And stay hard.
Yeah, stay hard. For sure, stay hard.
Especially when you're in the jail cell.
Yeah, so eventually I get called. They appoint me to a free lawyer. They fucking let me go. And I get to the courtroom, and like you see all the people in there like waiting for like their fucking kids to be let out. And also for context, the people I was staying with in the cell, we weren't murderers or shit like that, but a majority of them were for theft, and for drunk driving.
Okay.
None of which what I fell under. And
That's
it is
crazy.
complete bullshit that I had to stay pretty much 24 hours or so in jail.
I never knew that you were there.
They were rounding up the cattle. They were
And-
trying to meet a quota.
Is that on your record? Is that on your record or no?
No, it gets abolished from my record. Pretty sure.
Really?
And, it wasn't even a misdemeanor. It wasn't anything.
It wasn't even a misdemeanor?
Yeah, it was nothing.
And you went through all that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
An arrest doesn't stay on your record. It probably goes away after some time.
It goes away after some time. The thing is, it wasn't for anything serious. It was
Right.
kind of more like of a protocol. For
It was more of a violation.
It was a
than
very
misdemeanor.
unfortunate series of events and unfortunate timing.
Oh my
But I get into
God.
the courtroom with my lawyer. I see my ex and my parents sitting in the courtroom, kind of like with a weird smug on their face, but kind of
Right.
like laughing about it because it's so stupid and ridiculous. And they let me go. And I even say bye to one of the guys I was in the jail cell with. We fucking dap up real quick. Like
Oh
I made
my
some
God.
homies in the cell.
You made some friends.
And then I go finally eat some fucking food, and I'm like,
What was that first?
What was it? Was it McDonald's? Was it a burger?
I
Yeah,
think
he was thinking about that Big Mac
I
the
think
whole time.
I think it was McDonald's.
Get
Yeah.
McDonald's out of here. Get some wings.
And let me tell you, bro, it was it felt so good to get out of there. That was I'd say the worst 24 hours
So
of my
when
life.
did you get your stuff back though? Your phone, your
Oh,
wallet?
so right away, as soon as they
Really?
as soon as they appointed me, either when they appointed me to my lawyer or after I took the stand and they let me go. I think after I took the stand, they put me back in one of the holding rooms. They give me all my belongings, and then I go to see my parents.
Wow,
And
bro.
it sucked. It was, bro, and that was just 24 hours. I can't imagine actually doing some real time.
Yeah.
Never again. I'm so cautious with
I mean, when
my
you do
license.
real time, they give you bullshit.
That is
Oh my
true.
God.
That is true. But you know what sucked? It was more of the uncertainty and not knowing of
Yeah.
when you're getting out. and
Yeah,
no
that's the
communication.
most fucked up thing is there's no transparency.
There's no
You're just
transparency.
hoping. You're just sitting there hoping.
Yeah, and I got shook when people were in there saying yeah, I've been here for 2-3 days.
Yeah, that's nuts. Maybe they were just trying to fuck with you.
Honestly, bro, no, these guys seem like dumbasses. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
They were also the color of this mic stand. But
Yeah, so that reminds me of a story when I got busted. But I didn't get busted by the law now. I got busted by my mama.
Uh-oh.
I got busted by my mom. Let's take us down memory lane down here. How old were we? Alex was there. This
Oh!
guy, Daddy was for the.
I was out there? When was this?
This was maybe we were 15 or 16, maybe 15 or 16.
I think I know which story. And
Yeah.
we were definitely 14.
Yeah, so maybe we were 14.
14,
So,
15, something like that.
disclaimer: the state that we live in, cannabis is legal, so I can talk about it. All right, so let's go down the memory lane down here. Bring down a little story time. So, long story short, we were really young, and we were smoking the ganjas, right?
The devil's lettuce.
The devil's lettuce, right? Being very young, you want to be, creative. You want to, not get caught. If you get caught, it's a very terrible situation. So it was extremely cold. I believe it was the winter, and I was like, you know what? I have a really big window right here, Alex. Let's just blaze in my room, right? So Alex is with my house.
So hold on. His whole family's home.
Oh yeah, everyone's home, bro.
His whole family's home.
Everyone's home. Mom, dad, the sisters, everyone's home. The house all on pretty much one level virtually. So
Yeah, so everyone's on the same floor pretty much.
yeah,
And I remember we had we just got these clear papers.
the
Cellulose.
the plant cellulose.
The
That was
plant-
that was the new stuff.
That was
like a revolution when we were smoking.
Yes.
bro.
Yes. We were
You
like,
could see
whoa,
the product.
we can see the weed burn while we
Wow.
smoke it? No.
Plant cellulose was everything.
So hold on. We were thinking, wow, it's clear, it burns clear. Probably doesn't smell as much.
Probably doesn't
No.
smell as much as paper, right? So what we do is I go, okay, we're gonna do the wet towel technique. Put the wet towel under the door, right? Like a little towel there, and then we were like, let's take it a step further. Let's hotbox my bed. No, so
With the fucking sheet.
we put a comforter over our head, right? And we're smoking in there. Got a foam light on, so it's playing music too.
I still have pictures from that.
Really?
I still have pictures
I
from
had
that.
that iPod.
You know what we were
music.
doing? The lighter had a blue light in the bottom. You know those lighters have little flashlight?
Oh yeah.
We were doing fucking smoke tricks. We were doing the. Hold on, I'm about to do it right now. The ghost hit.
We were doing the ghost hit, the mushroom cloud, and we were under the comforters, right? And I forget if it was a joint or a bowl. It was a plant cellulose. We're a small joint, very small joint. My plan was we hotbox. Maybe the comforter will contain it. Very inexperienced. It definitely doesn't. Then after, like, we'll air out the room. So long story short, we're under the comforters, young and reckless, and we're in there.
Smoking a bad joint.
Smoking a bad joint.
Under a fucking bed sheet or some shit.
We do not recommend anyone to do this. This is just a story.
If you're trying to stay low key, don't ever do this.
Abide by your local laws. You heard. So we're smoking, and at this point in time, when you're new to cannabis, you really do get a good feeling, right? So like we're feeling really good. We're pretty zooted. And then all of a sudden, I hear the knock of destiny. I hear the doof, 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 FBI, we're here, open up status shit. Oh my God.
With the fucking ram.
Oh my God. Completely change of energy. I'm in there having a good time, listening to some music.
Fireflies.
Boom, 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 boom. Who's smoking in there? Who's smoking? Open up. Somebody smoking pot in there. Ah! I'm like, oh my God. Yo, hearts like this right now. We gotta put it out.
And you guys are like, what, fucking 15?
Yeah, like 14, 15.
Wait, was I there?
No. We were so shook.
Oh my God, bro. So right now I'm like, in my head, time slows down. There's like a 10-second window. You have to open the door before you look suspicious, no?
Yeah.
Like you have to open the freaking door.
Pressure.
I put it out. Shit. The room smells like, come on, if you're smoking weed, it smells like weed. There's no denying that. There's no way to get around that. Mama Bear opens the door. Pops is there too, but my Pops is behind my mom. My mom's got the energy. She's the one, leading the war here. She opens up, smoking pot. What are you doing? Yelling, rips the comforters open. Oh my God, it was so crazy. But
hold on, do you know what you did before you opened the door?
I don't know.
In that 5 to 10 second time frame, you turn on the fan, you open the window, and you took baby powder. I don't know why.
What?
Of all things, baby powder.
I'm thinking maybe we'll like do something.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, that's strong. Maybe
Yeah,
like at the last minute, that's like a great high solution.
Yes, like
Just
yeah.
fucking-
There was
it's
no
ridiculous.
axe. There was no.
Also, we were
no
very
allspice.
like we built a lot of things
We
in our
were
childhood.
We were very.
So we were like pyrotechnics. We built smoke guns. We built so many different things. Like we built a
Swan
lot of
guns.
Yeah, so-
Fucking 12-inch did.
We made homemade smoke bombs, even like other times.
So we were creative kids, and we were always building stuff. Like that's how our minds work. So in this moment, I'm like, I'm gonna frame it as we're building something. I'm like, no, we weren't smoking. I was making something, and I was burning this little like fuse that I made. She goes, no, you weren't. I'm like, I'll show you. And somehow we bought like 5 minutes, bro. I don't know how in the earth we bought 5 minutes. They left the room, and I'm schwitzing. I'm like, I'm gonna prove it to you, man. It wasn't weed. Meanwhile, I'm high. I don't know what's going on. I'm like,
She looked at me and she was like, his eyes are bloodshot. I was like, nah, it's from the fuse.
So what I did was I took some paper. I took some paper and I took some bud, right? I ground up the bud very fine. Very fine.
Made it into a paste.
Made it into a nice little paste, into a nice little ball of material, right? And eventually I go, all right, Mom, I'm ready. I'm ready now. I got what I was working on. Comes back in. I'm like, I'm going to light it for you. And you tell me how it smells. All right? I'm like, this is what we were doing, Ma. Meanwhile, bro, we know what we were doing. We were blowing it down. I light this little thing. I'm like, right? She goes, and she gives it to my dad and goes, okay, you got it. Yo, dodge the bullet. Neo in this thing, dodging the bullet. I think she knew what.
They must have known.
I think she knew.
You think she knew it was better?
Yo, have you ever brought up the story to them?
Oh my God!
You should totally bring this up.
Can we call right now?
Is it too late?
Oh my God!
It's 10:30.
If you guys want to hear this story, comment down below. If you want me to call my mom and ask her about the story, in the next episode,
That would be amazing.
I'm going to call my mom in and talk about the story and ask her perspective. So if you want to see that, drop a comment down below. Say mom's perspective. Next episode, we'll get it popping.
Mom spaghetti.
So I don't even know what her perspective is. Nowadays, fast forward, we're very close. It's not a problem at all. I smoke a joint wherever I need to do it. It's not a problem. It's really, it's all love now. So I'd love to hear her perspective to see how she thought, or if she thought I was bullshitting or not. But long story short, I made this fake fuse with weed inside of it. I lit that thing. She smelled it. I'm like, that's what it was. That's all it was.
And as far as we know,
It worked. It worked. We were able to still hang out. We weren't allowed to be like we weren't separated from each other.
No problems.
Oh my gosh, man! It wasn't as crazy as like your story, Ian, but when that was my first time.
Bro,
really
that is so fucking exhilarating. I get that fucking.
Like, imagine
when you're that stoned, bro, it feels like it. It
I
feels
was-
like you're in the fucking moment.
Bro, I got so shook. And the thing is like, yo, I was young. I was smacked.
Like, imagine going from being really zooted and happy and listening to music
Yeah.
to hearing, who's smoking pot in there? And here goes, somebody smoking pot in there. And I'm like, oh my God, bro.
Also,
And then
can
my
we
time
think-
slows down.
How stupid could we have been? Like, we've got away with it.
Yeah, can you think about how reckless
Come on.
we've been in our day?
The thing is like, we were
Dumbass.
actually pretty smart about it, usually.
Usually, very
I feel like
creative.
We just got too comfortable. Like, we had the sploofs, you know, like no smoke escaping.
That's-
Like, you don't exhale through your nose, you exhale through the spoof.
All of it through the spoon.
Kids these days will never even know what the fuck a sploof is. Right?
That's so true.
It's not even fun anymore, I feel like.
Like nowadays it's so taken for granted and these kids are just doing it wherever.
Yeah, bro.
Back in the day, there was risk involved.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of risk.
It was risk involved.
I remember, so that actually reminds me of two stories. I'll start with one really
Okay.
quick. All right, and it's a mom story.
Oh, okay.
You know moms.
KGB.
All right, so
Mama knows best.
you know, we were doing our thing when we were younger. Like we were like 14, 15. I was probably like 15, 16, maybe 17, right? And like my parents, not about the ganja life.
Definitely not.
At all. They're completely against it.
Back in their country, it's considered like some crazy drug, right?
Yes. Yeah. Like you probably would have went to prison from like when they were back there. But in any case, so we would smoke all the time, right? And like when it becomes a habit, you start to build a stash. You start to have like your little supplies, your lighters, your papers, you know, your baggies, whatever.
You develop your little kit.
Yeah, your little kit.
Right.
So I found the best hiding spot.
Okay.
Right? Like I was like, this is like unmatched by any hiding spot.
No one's gonna find
Like,
stuff here.
and I went through a few. Like, you know, I was like hiding it here, hiding it there. I was like, this is just not cutting it. So one day I was like cleaning out my closet or something, and I noticed. So like it was like two big segments of the closet, and above, in like the top portion of it, like if you were to go in and look up, there was like a shelf built into the wall of it.
Okay.
Right? But it was like it wasn't like an actual shelf.
I remember this.
It
Your
was-
old bedroom.
Yeah, it was more so like unfinished from the inside, so like an open beam,
Okay.
almost like a small slit. And when you look into the closet, you don't see it because it's like up and back, right? So I'm like, this is perfect. I started putting everything in there. I had so many baggies because I never do shit out. I just collected it. I thought it was cool. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I had my sploof, which was like fucking high tech as shit. I had the laundry sheets in there, the paper towels soaked in Febreze.
I remember the Febreze.
I even threw carbon filters in that bitch. I was like, I'm fucking exhaling freshness in here. No one's ever gonna know. So I had my pipe, you know, everything in there. And my mom kind of like had hints that I was hanging out with the devil's lettuce every now and then. And she would grill me about it. You know, I'd come home. She'd be like, "Oh, come here," and I'd be like, "What are you trying to do, lady?" Joe Biden over here. Just kidding. Sniffing. The sniff test. Lots of sniffing on this show.
A lot of sniffing in this episode.
So, yeah. So one day she comes to me. She's like, "You know, I'm gonna find it, right?" And I'm like, "Ma." It's like, there's nothing here.
Find
You
what?
can. I was like, I have no problem with you searching the whole room right now.
You know, I love this relationship you had with your mom.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you both know.
Yeah.
Like, she knows you know, and you know
Yeah.
she knows, but
Yeah.
you guys are playing so coy.
And like the thing
It's a matter of evidence. Prove it.
Exactly.
Prove it.
Exactly. So like sometimes, like I know there was like one occasion. Okay. So hold on. So she's like on my shit about it. I'm like, Ma, come on. Like you could look around. Like I'm your boy.
Confidence in the hiding spot.
This your boy out here. Like you could look everywhere. She's like, okay, I'm gonna look right now. I was like, all right, you do your thing, girl. It's like, let's see. So she starts like in the left corner of the room, like by my TV stand. Like I had like a whole fucking stand thing. She looks through everything, right? Moves over to my desk, starts looking everywhere. I had like a beanbag chair, so she's slowly, moving toward the closet. Takes the beanbag chair, like shakes it around, see if anything's in there.
And you're cool because you're like, all right.
I'm literally laying on the bed like
You're cold. You're not hot right now.
I'm fucking cool as a cucumber. All right, I'm chilling. She gets to the closet, but there's two sides to the closet. There's the left side and there's the right side. The right side is that's sketchy zone.
That's
where I start sweating a little.
That's the hot zone.
A little bead of sweat.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So she's on the left side of it. She kind of looks around, picks up my clothes. Spends her time, and then she's like, all right, and she goes to the right. Right. She like dips in. So like she goes in, looking around, and just is about to turn her head up toward this shelf, and I'm like,
exactly.
I'm like, no. There's no way she's gonna see it. I was like, there's no way she can actually even see it just by looking. Like, I had to climb up there,
right,
to really see it. And I like from her angle, I would look. I'm like, you really can't. So as she's about to look, I don't know what I did. I said something to distract her completely, but like inconspicuously, like where it's like super low key, or at least I thought, right? And all of a sudden, she completely retreats.
Okay.
All right. This full-blown KGB agent retreats her fucking analysis, inspection, detective.
Aborts the mission.
Aborts the mission. Exactly.
Interesting.
Okay. I'm like, whew. She's like, all right, I'm gonna go make dinner. It's like, whew.
And you're like, whoa. You dodged that bullet. We let her search.
Do you think to this day she knew?
Hold on. The story's not over.
Okay.
So a couple days go by. I'm coming back from school. I'm with my boy on the bus, and I'm like, yo, it's like I have the best height.
I got the best spot.
I got the
Sorry, tell the town about this.
Yeah.
On the B100, I got the best spot.
Yeah. I'm literally on the B100. I'm like, yo, I got the best spot, bro. And he lived a couple blocks away from me, so I'm like, yo, pull up to my crib. I'll fucking show you. Maybe we'll smoke.
I'll show you the spot.
Yeah. And so we're walking to my house. I'm feeling all cool. I'm like, yeah, nobody got a fucking hiding spot like this.
I got the goods.
So we pull up to my crib. We go to my room, open the closet, climb up there. Nothing.
Stop it.
Nothing.
Stop it.
Cleaned out.
Stop it. Hold on, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you knew that there was something there?
The night before.
And was the night before the day that the KGB agent, aka your mama, was teasing you in there?
It was a few nights before that.
So, like, pretty recently you had stuff
within
there.
like 48 to 72 hours.
Wow.
So then you bring your boy back and you go to the spot literally within that 72-hour window and nothing's there.
Nothing. It is, bro, bone dry down to the last bag.
So are you like, wait, maybe I'm in the wrong spot.
Yeah. I start feeling around.
Yeah.
I climb up there, like full-blown visual.
You can't believe that there's nothing there.
I was mind blown.
Oh my God.
And then when did it hit you finally?
I couldn't believe it. I was like, this lady. I was like, there's no way. So whatever. I'm like, shit, she caught me. Like, my mom's really cool. She's a cool lady. Like, she would be like, yo, don't smoke pot. But like, she was really cool. I feel like my parents were always like very, they weren't like super strict, but they always knew that I had a good head on my shoulders. Right. Like, they would be like, don't do this, but like, whatever.
You want to make sure you're on the right path.
Exactly.
But it's funny because it's like in this scenario, it's like you can't say shit to her. Like,
yeah,
hey mom, you took my pot. Like, you can't. Like,
did you find something?
Do you know what I ended up doing?
Yeah, tell.
So and I'm like sitting there contemplating for like a few hours.
Like, how to go about this?
My boy went home.
Am I gonna get in trouble?
Yeah. Like, I'm dry. I'm like, all right, yo, peace out, Cub Scout. I gotta fucking figure out what I'm gonna do right now, what I'm gonna encounter with my mom's out here. So I call her while she's at work after contemplating for a few hours how I'm gonna go about this.
Okay.
So what do? I'm like, hey ma, and she gives me like this like curt like, hey, like very nothing extra.
Yeah. Hi.
And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, ma, I actually lost a bracelet. Did you happen to find anything in my room by any chance? And she's like, yeah, I found something, all right. We're gonna talk when I get home.
Oh no!
I'm like, oh well, what did you find? So I'm like kind of like trying to juice it at her, and she kind of starts laughing a little bit.
Does she?
Yeah, she finds it a little funny, but she's pissed. Like, she's pissed because I had a lot of shit there. It was pipes, like a bunch of lighters.
And the thing is, at that age, bro, their parents are thinking the worst.
Yeah, and like the thing is like looking back, bro, 15, that's a fucking little kid.
Yeah,
That's a little kid.
these
Like,
days, you know, that's a sinner, so it's like
it's a Cinnamon, but shout out to my boy Cinna. But yeah, I got shook. She comes home. We talk it over. I think it was actually all cool. Like, I don't know. I really don't remember what the outcome was, but like I think we had a conversation the next morning. We're like sitting and eating breakfast. And I'm like, Ma, like, so how'd you know that it was there? Right? And she's like, I actually don't know how much time elapsed from this happening. But
I think that this was like after some time passed.
it might have been after some time
close
passed.
relationship.
Right.
You're a little older.
Yeah. So she goes to me. Hold on. Let me get at this real quick.
When did you know it was there? Something like that.
Yeah. So I was like, how'd you know it was there after some time passed? And she's like, you know, the whole time that I was searching your room, I knew exactly where it was.
Wow.
I was like, hold on. So you were just fucking testing me, right? You just wanted to make me sweat.
She wanted to see you squirm.
Wow.
She wanted to
Yeah.
go in there.
I don't even think I remember this part of the story.
Yes. So she
Wow.
She knew the whole time. So these details of her going from one end of the room to my desk, through the beanbag chair,
She's a top G.
slowly moving toward the hot spot.
And then when she gets to the hot spot,
Sweat.
she turns and then stops.
I swear to God,
Torture. She was torturing you.
That's
yeah.
amazing.
she was completely fucking with me. She was
That's
testing-
great.
This lady should have been in the KGB. Might be. I don't know. I'm not trying to blow spots out here, but you guys should watch out for your moms. They know more than you think.
They know way more than you think. They've been around the block. They did what you did, and they already
That's
did
true.
what you're thinking about doing. So it ain't hiding nothing from them.
Yeah,
That's-
bro. Think if we were parents, like we would know that shit.
Oh,
Like,
bro.
and honestly, we would fuck around too.
Nothing
We
would
say
get past
shit.
nothing.
Nothing. Like,
Bro, I'd probably fuck around with them even more. Like honestly.
I'd
Like-
probably put a note in their stash.
you know what I would do? I would if I found their stash, I would take their stash and replace it with dirt regs,
Yeah.
and just like really observe them and see the
Oh,
reaction.
my God.
You know what I would do? I would put a little note that said busted,
Oh my
and
god!
maybe like a little can.
Oh
To
my!
catch
Just
their
to catch the
fucking
reaction.
Oh my God.
How good
yes.
would that be?
Because when we become parents, we're really gonna know what's up. So we got.
Oh, I can't wait.
Bro, like,
Honestly,
we've
that's
done
one of the
so
moments
much.
I look forward to.
Me too.
It's catching them fucking smoking weed. Catching them.
Honestly, I might be a parent that's against it just to experience that. Like, I'm gonna be cool with it, but like just to like fuck with them.
I hear that. You know, I think I'm just gonna be more like, as long as they're getting their shit done, I'm not gonna have a problem with it. But I'm gonna fuck with them.
Yeah, for
Fuck with
sure.
them
But
for
like,
sure.
how can you fuck with them if you're okay with it?
No, I'm saying like if they're getting their schoolwork done, they're like everything is going according to schedule. Like, you know what I mean? If they're being a good kid,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna fuck with them just because it's funny.
Yeah, but like how? So like, if you're a parent, it's like,
Because-
yeah, you do your thing. How are you gonna fuck with them?
You're gonna know when they're high.
You're gonna know.
You're gonna
Oh,
be
so
like,
you're saying to fuck around when they're
fuck
high?
around while they're
Okay.
high. Yeah, hell yeah.
Like let's say my son comes home. stoned
Replace
out
it
of
with
his mind.
regs, like Jake was saying. Maybe put some oregano in there.
Or if my son comes home stoned, I'm actually doing some math problems. And he just sit down.
Yeah.
It's getting so uncomfortable. It's like super uncomfortable. Like yeah.
Could you hold eye contact with me for a couple seconds?
We're actually doing a test to see our family's eye color. So I'm gonna need you to just let me look at your eyes real quick. So probably make them feel super uncomfortable. But the way I look at it is until they're 18, I want their brains to develop. This is kind of what my parents did with me. I played sports, so they said you can't do it. But then my mom said, when you're older and you're counting your checks or you're making money and no one can tell you what to do and you're paying your own bills, do whatever you want to do. But until then, you're living in my household. Until you're 18, you need to be straight and narrow. Your brain needs to develop. So that's what I'll do with my kids. I'll tell them that they can't do it until they're 18 or until whatever. And when you do want to do it, we'll do it together. This way you're not out on the street doing some sketchy stuff. You know what I mean? Because they say like the rebellion is bad. So if you hold something away from someone forever saying you could never do this, never,
Exactly.
they're going to go do it.
Yeah, they're gonna
Instead of that, you know what? Take your time. Let your brain develop. I'll explain the science behind it. And when you're 18, when you're 21, then we'll do it together. You know what I mean?
I feel like I would be a really cool parent. I
But
would,
make sure you
I
get
would, I would
yourself
probably
done.
be like, yo, if you want to try it, you can try it with me.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, I kind of want the opportunity to bust them.
You
You know,
have
I
to.
kind of want that opportunity.
Absolutely.
And then after busting them, I'll be like, all right, like, look, you're busted. I don't really have a big problem with it. Just do your shit and don't do it.
The thing is that when they're young, I want them to develop conditioned work ethic, and I feel like it could be a distraction. It could make them lazy. So I just want them to just instill their work ethic in their character. And once I know that's drilled in, like me, like I'm never going to change. Like I'm always going to be like this workaholic. So then I know, okay, he's good. And then when he's older,
that's actually a really good perspective, because like actually smoking, I used to look forward to it, right? Like Friday,
right?
Saturday.
Yep.
But like the whole week, I'd be doing my thing. Even like sometimes at night, like like we used to like end the day.
Right.
I would get my work done, and then I'd be like, cool, I could reward myself.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that work
get
ethic
that.
portion of it.
Part of me even thinks part of me, I want to be that cool parent, right? Where I'm cool with it as long as they're getting their shit done. But at the same time, and it's a weird perspective. It's like, I don't want to ruin their childhood in a way where they still don't want to be caught by their parents. I want them to live that thrill.
Right. There is a thrill.
Where I'm not, I'm not going to, go out of my way to, reprimand them. But at the same time, they feel that ooh, I got to.
It's thrilling. It's thrilling. I feel like smoking is not the same without it.
It's not. It's not.
I don't know. When we grew up, it was legal. You couldn't
it
do
was it was way worse.
I
feel like our times when we first started smoking was the last of it actually being cool and thrilling.
Absolutely.
And what's funny is that when the first time I went to California, obviously cannabis is legal there. At the time when I went there, it was illegal in New York. So I was used to always looking over my shoulder. Long story short, I'm sitting down at this restaurant, which is completely cannabis friendly. It's an outdoor restaurant. You can smoke outside. So all the boys are there. Everyone has their product. And all right, let's smoke. There's a pizza spot. So before the pizza come, we roll up, right? So I'm breaking up under the table. Right, I'm breaking on the table. I'm looking over my shoulder.
You're used to this.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, this isn't.
That's how it always was.
That's how it always was, right? So I'm under the table. I'm like, let me do this real quick. All of a sudden, a waitress comes over, right? It comes straight to me, and I'm like, oh snap! I'm like, oh shit! And she comes with a butter plate, like a plate that you usually put butter on, and she hands it to me. She goes, "Why don't you just break up on this?" I go, "Oh my gosh!" I'm like, wait, well, okay.
So
she goes, "No, just break up on this. Put it on the table." She brought me a freaking plate. I broke up on the table. I rolled up a fat one, smoked with the boys. Pizza came. Great time.
That's so
amazing.
Fun fact: Post Malone was at this place the day before. So I was there one day before. Yeah, it was called the Rainbow Cafe in Los Angeles, California.
Do you guys remember when we went to East Rockaway? Right.
Did I have my BB gun on me?
Yeah. I don't know if you had your BB gun
because I know exactly the story.
I don't remember.
I used to carry that thing on me, bro.
I don't remember if you had it, but that's not good. Considering the scenario that we encountered.
If police were involved, I had that thing on me.
Okay, then yes, police were involved.
Yeah.
So, what the fuck happened? Long story short, I think we were drinking
on the beach.
We were drinking on the beach.
We were drinking on the beach.
A bunch of girls, a bunch of their friends.
Yeah, and I think we were walking off, and we were smoking a blunt.
But a couple of people held cans in their hands.
Yeah,
that's what got us caught.
That's what the problem was.
So we were smoking a blunt. A bunch of us had a couple open containers.
Again, we're very young at this time.
And the way these blocks were is they're dead ends going into the beach.
Exactly.
Right. So we're walking out of this dead end. This cop car rolls in. I think you were holding the blunt. And what happened? They get out of the car. You tossed the blunt right under their car.
Oh,
genius!
I did two things. Hold on. I did two things. Before I tossed the blunt under the car, I had a BB gun in my waistband. I saw them coming. I threw it into a bush and then threw the blunt under their car. That's what I did real quick. I went pop, boom, under their fucking car.
It landed perfectly under their car. I remember seeing that ember under there for a good duration of 5 minutes.
I forgot that detail. I completely forgot that.
This blunt was burning under their car.
Oh my gosh!
Think about it. When a cop is stopping a bunch of fucking teenagers, right? You're approaching there was 7 of us, 6 or 7 of us.
Yeah.
Right. We're pretty drunk. I really needed to pee. I know you really needed to pee. Oh my God, that was a crazy.
I don't want to go into how bad I need to be.
It was bad. I think that's the most I ever needed to pee. But long story short, where would a cop look when they're pulling over, 6, 7 teenagers?
I don't know. What do you think?
They're gonna fucking check you.
Of course.
The last place they would look is under their car.
Under their car. Creative out here.
So if you're ever encountering a situation, throw your drugs under the cop car.
And people got summonses though, right? Some people got summonses.
I don't think we got anything.
No, I'm pretty sure we did. We went to court together, didn't we?
Oh,
we
holy
went together.
shit,
So the
we
summons was
did.
for an open container. That's what the problem
It was
was.
open container.
We had a beer that was open in our hands. Yo, just finish the beverage. Don't walk around with a drink in your hands.
Also,
you want to be combat
Yeah.
ready.
I forgot.
Yo.
about that.
Also, go to fucking court for your open container or public urination ticket, or you're gonna end up in jail for 24
Save
hours.
yourself.
Listen to the advice.
Seriously, bro.
Well, you learned your lesson because our asses were there.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a crazy story. You know what? Looking back on it, I just want to say one thing. I'm very grateful how everything we've been through a lot of crazy scenarios, but we came out clean.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. So I'm super grateful for the way that things wound up happening. They definitely could have wound up very differently, very more detrimental, but here we are today. So that's the beauty of that. So make sure you're grateful for all your blessings. Don't focus on what you don't got. Focus on what you do have and the blessings that are in your life today. So with that being said, I want to wrap up episode 3 of the RockHard podcast. I had a great time. My name is Jake, if you didn't know already.
Woo! Yeah, and on that note, there were a lot of routes that we could have went down that would not have been ideal. You know, it wouldn't have been the best outcome. So, you know, there's a lot of different stories, a lot of different situations that we've encountered that we've all learned from. And all I have to say is that, you know, you can do crazy things, but make sure you do it with the head on your shoulders.
Yeah.
You know, there's a certain parameter where it's, you know, it goes overboard. There were a lot of situations where it could have gotten a lot worse that it didn't, you know, and it really just comes down to being in control and knowing your path and having a well-rounded head or rock on your shoulders.
That's right.
Absolutely. And it's your homeboy Ian, and I just want to close out by saying, like, I'm so happy we shared these experiences together.
Yeah.
between fucking being at UA, the movie theater by Alex and Jake, and fucking having that cop car bull behind us.
Oh
Like,
my
that's a good
God.
one.
Oh my God.
And maybe we'll roll into that story another time. But those are the kind of boys you want to keep by you for like any kind of like endeavors. I don't know. It's those kind of experiences that really make fucking friendships. Fucking strong friendships. I wonder if like these days, if I'm saying like a lot, like I don't know, like do people these days share those same kind of experiences like with like illegal shit like that?
I feel like
I don't know.
I feel like the world's got so diluted that people are just so focused on their own reality that maybe they're not sharing experiences with other people. But I mean, we have so much history together. We almost have close to 2 decades, if not more, of relationships together. So brotherhood is the most important thing. As another thing is that you can relive memories. Like there's details to the stories that I forgot that the boys remind me of, and it just it brings me back to the memory. It makes me feel young again. So
yeah, I'm pretty lit right now too. I'm not gonna lie.
That peanut butter whiskey though, and sweet and low.
Yeah.
All right, guys, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Stay rock hard. Drop a comment down below for any questions you want us to answer in the next episode. We love you guys. Stay rock hard. You know what I'm saying out here.
Woo! Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Keep that
boys.
camera
Along for a little bit.
RockHard Podcast.